And I said, no, I was doing pieces of history
Okay.
for the family. This is U.S. history. We're in the United States Archive.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm showing you that my other sister, Gwen Dillard, I went by, let me show you her. Gwen was with the Bell Bombers plant.
Oh, yes.
She was the first machinist. And Reverend William J. Scott, who is somewhat of the Coretta Scott's family.
My. Okay. Wow.
Um, he donated land for William J. Scott's elementary school after desegregation to construct a school so black children could go further than the third grade.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And they had the colored schools. So I started with history with the Mabel House Project.
Oh, yes.
And that's where Tom them
Okay.
pulled me in at.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was the black liaison for South Cobb County.
Oh, wow.
And my sister,
Fantastic.
Miriam Culver, do you see? I work for Judge Potiphar. Judge Grubbs got a book up here. And so, as I was saying, they would say, why you putting little white folks involved in it? They made history. They did history. And so that's why.
That's why.
Okay. And my sister is Dillard. B, C.
I'm wondering if
that's Tom Carter. I know all of these people.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. A, B, C, D.
D. Let's see.
It's going to be Dillard.
Okay. I don't recognize that, but it doesn't mean it's not here. Oh.
Gwendolyn Dillard.
There we go.
That's my.
There we go.
This is number 1 of 14 children.
Oh,
and so
goodness.
I have given them the information on the graveside. She was with the Bell Bombers plant. They trained her. My mother was a sweeper at one of the mills. My sister became a machinist, but they wouldn't let her work in the city of Atlanta.
Wow.
Okay, and they sent her to Scottsdale. My great grandfather was G.W. Felker, who owned the bank in Monroe. Oh. Monroe did a movie, and we was down there yesterday.
Really?
We was a few minutes from where the children got killed at.
Oh my gosh.
That was terrible. And so we was down there yet, and the bank vault is still standing.
Wow.
Where he was. Okay. And so my mother's family has a history side and my daddy's, but 4 of the granddaughters are written in U.S. history.
My goodness.
Thanks to you all.
Wow. 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 I love it. I love it. That's exactly why we do this.
And I said, when I first came in and saw you, I said, oh, I dog them out. I tell them this is a shame. You haven't brought your children up here to see the U.S. history of your mama and daddy.
And you know what? Students are using these. Our students here at KSU are using these. These are on, we have these published on our
national, yes.
Anybody can now use these, and I'm sure they are being used. So they're out there. They're being used. People are looking at them. They're reading
I
them.
think that they should come at least one time.
Well, we'd love to host y'all.
Yeah, I think they should come. If my mom was in a United States National Archive book, my grandchildren, and I did bring them up here.
Yeah.
I brought my grandchildren and my nieces and my nephew. I said, you're going to know where to find your grandmama is.
That's good.
And thanks to Deanne Bonner.
Yes. amazing woman.
Deanne was not selfish. Look at all these books. A selfish person don't talk about somebody else.
That's right. Yeah.
So Tom them sent me all over Georgia. Them little white women had me in woods. They had me in cemeteries.
Yeah.
And when they train you, it can't come out of your head because they planted, and the students that did the project, they did the oral history. I tell my sister, Gwen was the oldest. Her children can go online and hear her voice now.
Yes.
Ain't that something?
Yes, I think it is.
I think it's
that's
off
amazing.
the chain.
I love it.
Now
Hear the
you're
voices.
over the music, and this is a rare music. We went out to the United States Archive. We was looking for our family in Spalding.
Okay.
Because that's where Lewis came from. And they didn't know, well, they were dead by the time we came along. Yeah. But look at their seeds.
That's right, absolutely.
Now tell me about what you said that y'all are working on now.
So we're working on a really exciting project in which we take these oral histories, and we have a new web-based portal. These oral histories are all going in there. And what people will be able to do, it's a grant-funded project funded by the NEH, the National Endowment for the Humanities. This oral history project with these oral histories in it, including yours, they're all in there. And what we've done is, once we're done, people will be able to listen to the recording or watch the video at the same time that they see the transcript happening. But we will also then have indexed that transcript. We will talk about what subjects are being talked about, what happens, so that researchers can easily then search across all of these to find these broad themes or very specific things they're looking at. So it's just a way to open up, not only so that people can see the people talking, hear their voice, but also listen to their words in a very different way than just the printed transcript.
We printed book.
Transcript. This is great. It's going to be here for a long time. But we're giving people a new way to interact with these oral histories because they're such important sources of history, and they're underutilized. They're not utilized as much as they should be.
So Miriam, Susanne, and Gwen, and even myself, our grandchildren will be able, because I remember that oral history where they videoed us and they transcribed it.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that they will get a grant where you can go and look at that video, not just hear it.
Not right. You can look at
You're going to see us.
That's right.
Awesome.
Hear the sounds, but then see the words so that it opens it up. So again, researchers then can understand the importance of what's being said, how it connects to other people's oral histories, how it connects to huge topics that affect everybody. Again, unlocking. These are all like little tiny treasure chests, each one, because they're life stories, they're unique, right? But we want to unlock these. We want to open them up so that people can research them in all the different ways that they want to digitally today.
Right.
But also how neat it is. Again, a book is a book, and you can hear the words, but yet, don't we love to hear the voices?
Yes.
And we can see the people.
Yeah,
so
I tell them that.
We're adding that. We think that's so important. So we're preserving those recordings as well, because many were done on cassettes. We've digitized those. We've stabilized those so that they're not going to go away.
Okay.
Very, very important. Otherwise, those actual voices would be gone. I mean, we'd have the printed words, but again, we like the whole package.
And my sister
super excited about that.
Was Virginia Gale Ward. Virginia was the first African American for Pebblebrook High School, and I know you remember Betty Gray.
Oh yeah.
My sister is real religious, and they wanted to, at the 40th year, they wanted to dedicate the book, and they did. They dedicated the book, but she didn't come. And they wanted to, she's still living.
Oh, wow.
My sister's still living.
Good. Wow.
She was written in Smithsonian. She was written in, many folks did their theses on Virginia. They thought that a nation went down to Pebblebrook High School and desegregated the school. When they found out it was only one black girl, they freaked out. We saw J.B. Stoner. It was right before they blowed up the school with the children over in Alabama. So that's why everybody took to my sister, Virginia. And I was telling her, Virginia, that's history. It ain't even your history. It's God's history.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that you opened the doors for so many students. And Tom, I remember it. Tom got her to open up and to see the religious side and the history side of it.
They're all connected.
He was the only person that could get her to interview. And he had to do her interview. Tom Scott. He had to, because it was like, this kind of like sin. This shouldn't be. Don't praise me. It wasn't praising her.
No,
it was praising
the story.
Right.
Yeah.
And they wrote a newspaper from Pebblebrook, and her book is up here.
I love
Dr. Sandra Irving. She was one of the presidents of the NAACP.
Okay.
And Sandra was the only person that saved the pictures of my sister.
Oh, really?
They did away with all the Black History pictures, destroyed everything.
Oh, my God.
And that's how Tom got it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you the history.
and you know Tom is still doing his thing.
I know.
Yeah,
And as long as Kathy's still living, he's going to do it.
Matter of fact, his office is across the hallway.
Yeah. Now, that is a smart man. Now, I work for Douglas County Sheriff Department with Tim Pounds. And I became the last official treasurer of records for Lithia Springs, Georgia.
Okay.
And now I'm at the precinct at Lithia. It's in Lithia Springs, but it's in Douglas County.
Yeah.
There is no more Lithia Springs.
Oh,
okay, but all of this is because of Tom.
Wow, my goodness.
And I tell folks, this man right here, where is his book? Judge Botiford.
Oh, yeah. You just had him.
Where is he?
Here
it is, right here. His book. When I tell you this man right there saved my life, he brought me into the courtroom. And I don't know how the in-depthness is with judges and people, but I believe he loves me as a human.
Yeah.
And Tom Scott, the same.
Yeah.
And another book, and I hope they do an excellent job, Judge Adele Grubbs.
Oh, yeah.
Adele was the first female to the district attorney. It's a lady.
Yep.
To the district attorney's office. Now, they need to redo her. When you hear her story of what she went through to be that first judge, female, and then she came from another country. Then she said, I don't speak that well.
Yeah.
She's still a senior judge. It's some of them I take personal. This is not a little project. And that's why I'm doing this video.
Good for you.
I'm trying to get, and then you all see it's not a little project.
Oh, no.
And my family has to know Black history is more than just a word.
Yeah, absolutely.
People suffered, bled, and died for this.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, when I started in history, we had 3 or 4 papers. Look at all these books.
And this is not even all of them.
That's not all of it.
This is just a fraction. A lot are not bound and on the shelf.
And when I tell you that Tom Scott was colorblind, he was.
Yeah.
Tom, and it's another guy, Hackensack, or he was up there over the Cobb County genealogy.
Okay.
And I had not even heard of genealogy. I heard of Genie on TV.
That's right.
But genealogy, I didn't know what genealogy was.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I say, shame on y'all for not bringing your children to sit them in this room.
Yeah.
And it's got to be special. You got to ring the doorbell to come in this room.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I would love you tell me when we would love to host y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We would love. We'll bring things out. We'll make a special occasion if you can.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna get your card.
Yep.
Miriam's, all her children are educators in Cobb County.
They should be spreading the word then.
Stephen, her son, when they have the Cobb County prayer breakfast, Stephen is an administrator and on that. So I was telling my family, and I'm convinced, Lewis and Azelie and Reverend William Scott, grandchildren, we're not better, but we suffered, we gave.
Yeah.
And so this is
important story.
And so they're gonna hear this.
Good.
And when they hear it, they'll know what's finna happen to their moms and their dads.
That's right.
To their moms. Susanne is still living. Miriam died during the COVID time, and WSB TV did a part on her.
Wow.
Okay, but now they're gonna know. And Gwen, my oldest nephew, he's still living, and that's her son.
Wow.
And to hear that they're finna do something special with your mom, they need to be involved. Absolutely. They need to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get emotional with it.
Well, I can see why.
And then when I went down to we went and did our other great grandfather, John Miles Ward, to find that he was a free black man. I didn't even know there was no free black men. I had no earthly idea. And at our cemetery, where my great grandmother is, Burma, she was G.W. Felker's mother. He couldn't give her his last name because he was not like a master.
Oh, yeah.
So she just had a first name from Monroe, Georgia.
Wow.
He owned the bank.
Wow.
And she couldn't go to the colored school. Okay. And but she's buried there. And his wife, Laura Shields, President Michelle Obama's, you remember, she just up the street here. Her, what was it, great grandmother was Shields.
Oh, wow.
The same as mine.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, great grandmother.
Wow.
And I sent them that information.
It really is all connected.
Yeah.
It really is so much closer than I think. Yeah.
And my great grandfather, G.W. Felker, got and Monroe got this in their history. He got the land lottery grant.
Yeah. Wow.
And see, I don't know that much about. That's how we got the cemetery.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
And I got a nephew. His name is Dr. Mallon. Now he is the history person.
Okay, yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this. He should be doing it.
You know what? You are doing it though. So sometimes it's just the person who does it.
Yes. So
My goodness, how fascinating to see all the threads. I love it. Just
mhm.
interwoven like a tapestry. It's incredible.
Well, Cobb did his history. I love it, and I said, today is my birthday, my 70th birthday.
Is it? Congratulations.
And I said, I'm coming
This
up
is what you do on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we feel very honored. And you would choose to spend part of your birthday time with us.
Well, I wanted them to know.
But we're so excited.
Yeah, they are always writing, and I've contacted William J. Scott School to have an honor day for G.W. Not G.W. for Reverend William J. Scott. Okay, never in the history have we had a day for him. And so, that's how our children get greater.
Yeah.
Look where Michelle Obama went on to.
Yeah.
The First Lady of the United States.
That's right.
So, now what's your name?
I'm Tamara Livingston.
Miss Livingston. Okay.
Such a pleasure.
You're over.
Such a pleasure.
Now tell me about the library.
So I'm over the Department of Museums, Archives, and Rare Books.
Okay.
So it's this collection, all the collection back there. Our rare
Now
book
what's back
museum.
there?
Those are our archive stacks. So that's where we have our special collections that we collect in North and Northwest Georgia, the historical collections, including the Cobb County NAACP papers, one of our favorite collections.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I'm reading in a lot of that.
I'm sure you are. And of course, our fabulous oral history collection. And we have a wonderful rare book collection downstairs. And our curator is actually building up that collection quite a bit. Matter of fact, she's been focusing in recent times on building up our Harlem Renaissance collection. So we've got these neat connections between, I would call it local history, but they all have threads and they all are connected to national history and then bigger than that. I would say world history.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
And because our region has such interesting stories to tell, and it's the people, of course, that make those stories. So I oversee that. This is our reading room where we have classes and researchers come in to use our collections. We bring the collections here. I'll show you.
Okay.
Just the stats area. This is our staff area right here.
Okay. Hey.
Work with collections that come in, and we organize them, we stabilize, we preserve them, make sure they're going to be around. Hopefully, far outlive us.
Okay.
And
Oh my God.
This is the heart of our university collections and our regional collections, and it goes around that way. So
it does.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So these are photographs, maps, documents, records, letters, reports, all sorts of things. This represents the history of KSU, SPSU. And again, our region, we have a lot of collections about Cobb County. We have some collections regarding the Georgia Marble Company, Lockheed, Marietta City Schools. Oops, yes, and that does move. But we've been very involved in a lot of projects also to interpret history. We have a special projects unit that helps, has created exhibits for the Marietta City Schools, sort of their history, for the city of Ackworth, a lot of local areas. So we're involved in a lot of different projects to kind of stabilize and make sure that people have access to this fabulous history that we have here. So this is our stacks area. And then downstairs, we have a fabulous collection of rare books and manuscripts and documents, some dating as early as about the 13th century all the way up to the present day. Okay. And it's a fabulous collection that we use quite a bit. And then, of course, we have our digital collections. And a lot of our oral histories now are digital because we've digitized them to stabilize them and send them out. So we have a digital repository where we make these things freely available. We want everybody to be able to use them, community members, researchers, students, but especially the students. I think it's really, really important. I know when we were working with Deanne Bonner and her collections, we would tell her when we had student projects using her collections, because this is how we're trying to educate at least our students as to the importance.
And you have the Hugh Grogan collection.
Yes, we do.
I know.
Yes, we do. And
I was here that day.
Grateful. So
yes.
Grateful for that.
Yes.
And another just incredible piece of history. So
this is nice.
I think it's an exciting field to be in.
And you have to be dedicated to do this.
But I love it. And Tom made it easy for me. Tom did all the hard work. Being out there in the community, attending absolutely every single event, meeting the people, and so he laid the groundwork. And then when I came, I simply just took what he had done and kind of, tried to keep doing that.
He is a genius.
But I tell you, I mean, if it wasn't for his hard work, we wouldn't have half the collections that we have today.
And I worked with the Mabel House. I worked with the Mableton Improvement Association.
Oh, okay.
When Phil McLemore was there.
Okay.
And had no earthly idea what I was doing. I had no earthly idea. In the newspaper, and you'll find that article, it was the Black and White Family Reunion at the Mabel House. And I told them I don't like history. Okay, I don't even know why they put me involved. But I didn't know I was doing the history of my own family.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we have to be careful at. You can be doing your own history of your family, because when they found out about my sister Virginia, and when they did her history, everybody was looking for the sit-ins. Everybody was looking for the army of students.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was just only that one little black girl.
But see, that right there is amazing. I mean,
Well, Tom Scott,
he recognized it.
Who was a Scott too, and he's white. Tom Scott said, "Mary, let me handle it." And he got my sister Virginia. He said, "Don't you talk to her. Don't say nothing." He got my sister, and she's 2 years older than me. And he said, "I'll handle it." And he got her little by little to open up.
Just to trust them a little bit.
And then they was taking pictures. And I don't know if they archived the interview where they did it on tape. I think they did hers on tape too. But for my nieces and nephews to hear that y'all moving to the next level with their parents.
That's right.
They ought to want to come here.
Yeah.
This is great. That's all I can say. This is off the chain. Y'all got 3 rooms. Yeah. And we had a fight when we did that Mabel House project.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first time ever in the history. In the first book that was written, there was no black people in that first book.
Okay, yeah.
And Tom said, "That ain't true.
That's not history." That's just not history.
But you read his 20th century book.
Yeah.
That man, he is a genius.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they asked me, how do I hold it? And my nephew said yesterday, she's a walking inside. No, he ain't met Dr. Scott.
I agree. I tell you that he amazes me. I can't remember anything I did yesterday, but yeah, he remembers all this stuff and names and dates and events and all that. He's amazing.
But think about it. Now, this is how our room is at in the record department. With all the files of cases that we've done.
That's right.
In the county, in Douglas County. I mean, it's just this many. Look at history.
There it is.
Look all the way down. Look at all of this history.
We love it.
But you have to be dedicated to do this.
And we are so happy to share it.
And you're going to give me your card, and I'm going to give it
I
to
am, yes.
my
I'm
nephews.
sure you can arrange.
I'm going to arrange it.
We would love to host one. You just, if you can do your work on your side, we will make it. I'm going to give you, these cards are all nasty looking.
That's okay.
Give you nasty looking. Okay, that's me. That's a good card. I'll give you that one.
Okay, this is her. Okay, now I'm putting it on
So,
here.
Tamara Livingston.
Okay, Dr. Livingston. Okay.
I'm so delighted that you decided to spend part of your birthday
I
with
did.